Rare genetic disorders are conditions caused by changes in a person's DNA that are uncommon in the general population. While each disorder by definition affects relatively few individuals, collectively rare genetic conditions impact millions worldwide. They range from single gene disorders and chromosomal abnormalities to complex conditions with multifactorial causes. Understanding their nature helps patients, families, and clinicians navigate diagnosis, management, and long-term care. Many rare genetic disorders follow recognizable inheritance patterns. Single gene disorders result from variants in a single gene and can be inherited in autosomal dominant, autosomal recessive, or X-linked ways. Chromosomal disorders arise from gains, losses, or structural changes in chromosomes. Some conditions reflect mitochondrial DNA changes or complex interactions between multiple genes and environmental factors. The same genetic change can produce different symptoms in different people, variable expressivity, and not everyone with a disease-causing variant will necessarily develop the condition, incomplete penetrance. Diagnosis often begins with clinical evaluation, careful history taking, physical examination, and recognition of characteristic signs. Laboratory testing, biochemical assays, imaging, and specialist consultations help narrow possibilities. Genetic testing, targeted single-gene tests, panels, whole exome sequencing, or whole genome sequencing can identify causal variants in many cases. Newborn screening programs detect certain rare but treatable conditions early, improving outcomes when interventions are available. Genetic counseling is a key part of the diagnostic process. Counselors explain test implications, inheritance risks, and options for family planning. Management of rare genetic disorders is usually individualized and multidisciplinary. Many treatments are symptomatic and supportive, addressing seizures, feeding difficulties, respiratory problems, mobility, or developmental needs. A growing number of targeted treatments are available or in development for specific genetic defects, including enzyme replacement therapies, small molecule drugs, antisense oligonucleotides, and gene therapies. Access to these therapies may be limited by regulatory approval, cost, or eligibility for clinical trials. Ongoing monitoring and coordination among specialists, geneticists, neurologists, cardiologists, metabolic specialists, therapists, and others, improves quality of life and health outcomes. Because rare disorders are, by definition, uncommon, patients and clinicians often face challenges. Diagnostic delays, limited clinical expertise, scarce data on natural history, and fewer approved therapies. Patient registries, natural history studies, and international research consortia play a vital role in advancing knowledge, designing trials, and developing treatments. Participation in registries and clinical trials can provide access to cutting-edge care and contribute to broader understanding that benefits future patients. Psychosocial support is essential. A rare diagnosis can create financial, emotional, and logistical burdens for families. Genetic counseling helps with understanding recurrence risks and reproductive options. Social workers and patient advocacy organizations can assist with navigating healthcare systems, insurance, education, and disability services. Peer support, connecting with other families facing the same condition, often provides practical advice and emotional solidarity. For clinicians and families seeking next steps, consult a medical geneticist or genetics clinic for evaluation and counseling. Consider comprehensive genetic testing if a diagnosis is unclear. Connect with disease-specific advocacy groups and registries. Explore clinical trials and specialty centers with expertise in the condition, and prioritize coordinated, multidisciplinary care that addresses both medical and developmental needs. Research in genomics and molecular medicine is rapidly expanding possibilities for diagnosis and treatment. Continued investments in genetic testing accessibility, data sharing, and patient-centered research are critical to improving outcomes. While each rare genetic disorder presents unique challenges, informed care, collaborative networks, and advances in precision medicine are steadily expanding options for affected individuals and their families.